Hi there, and thanks so much for joining me today. This little guy right here is Crazy Tube Circuit's brand new reverb pedal, the Mirage. It's actually two reverb pedals in one, and it comes with a bunch of engines that we're going to be exploring in this video. Before we start, please know that Crazy Tube Circuit sent me Mirage for review, but they're not paying me for this video. My opinions here are my own, and they don't get to see it before you do. If you're already subscribed, warm welcome back, my friend. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome to the Midlight Synthesist. Let's get started. So to give you a bit of an overview, the Mirage features dual reverbs that can work either separately, in stereo, or chained in series. You can use it either with a mono or stereo synth, or use two mono synths for two different reverb outputs. Since it has send and return, you can even put another pedal between the chain reverbs to further affect your sound. Since I want to focus on what the Mirage sounds like, I'm not going to demo that here, but I still thought it was worth mentioning. The Mirage has the same control layout for both its engines. You have a dry-wet mix knob and a volume knob that can either function as a clean boost if the reverb is off, or increase the volume of the output when it's on. The big star of the show here is the engine selector, which we'll get into more detail in a second. And then you have the swell and the excite knobs. Both of these knobs will do different things depending on the engine that you have selected, but generally speaking, the swell will determine the tail or decay of the reverb, and excite will determine the intensity or the activity of that effect. You can also control excite and swell with an expression pedal and with the right foot switch, depending on how you set this up. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the good stuff, the actual reverb. The outer ring of icons host your more usual bread and butter reverbs. I'll go through them all with a simple patch on the Novation Peak so you can get a feel for them. Here's the dry patch, sequenced with the Arturia Mk2. I'm usually not a very big fan of plate or spring reverbs, but I gotta give it to Crazy Tubes here. They made some very nice sounding effects. Now, out of all of these classic effects, my favorite is definitely the Cathedral Legend. Sounds really lush and sweet to my ears. Next up is the inner ring, and here we get some of the more shoegazer, ambient, trippy vibes. I'll run through them now with another sequence. reverb engines by themselves sound great, but I found that the most fun to be had with the Mirage was definitely when you start combining the reverbs together. In my case, what I enjoyed most was using them in parallel. Let's try out a few combinations and play around and see what we get. I'm told that the Mirage will be priced at around $350 US, which I think is a pretty good value considering all the reverb you're getting in this package. But how about you? What do you think of the Mirage? Do you know of any other reverb pedals like this one that I should keep my eye out for? Let me know in the comments below so we can keep the conversation going. If you made it this far, you have my sincere thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember you can always support my channel with something as simple as just clicking the like button, subscribing, or leaving me a comment, even if it's just to say hi. If you want access to my original music, my multi-sampled instruments, and simply the most amazing Discord community on the face of this earth, head over to Patreon. Everybody's welcome there. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.